This is a mini god rock base, and it's going to be over 60 rockets, probably about 68, 69, and it's going to be very nice and very easy, and we'll show you how to do it. One thing first, every other mini god rock was taken on like 4 servers because it's the day before wipe, so I have to do this one that's somehow in the desert with very high terrain, so it's obviously not that great for these peaks when you could just hide under there, but it's going to be nice and easy. We'll just show you how to do the core layout and everything here and how you can expand it, and hopefully yours would be a lot better if you have one on flat ground, or you could just do this one if you have horrible terrain like this. And this is just one of these double wide Patrico hentai lever peaks, and it's very nice and very easy. I just took off the glass there, and the actual upkeep for the external second TC is only 3.3k metal, 2.1k stone, and 7 HQM for the one bunker, which is stupid easy. And I wasn't able to put the TC right there. You extend out of it, you probably can, to do the actual honeycomb like this, but it's not going to matter because this is reconnectable. It's not disconnectable, but if they break this TC, you could reconnect all of this back inside your base so it's all on one TC, just in case they start raiding you while you're in your rock and hopping up into the nice little windowed airlock right here. We just have little loot above the front door. This is only because we have high foundations and we have to step down the foundation right here. If you have flat terrain, you don't need to do this, but we just have long loot room right here, long pathway, nice oil refinery with another double triangle loot room right here. And we hop up into here, and everything here is double sheet metal layer. 3 technically if you count this doorway and window, but I don't count that because you could shoot through. And then this is 3 over here. And then we have our first HQ and bunker. And this is just a roof opening. This one's on the external TC. And as you can see, it won't let me place this because it's saying there's a note, but I don't have the HUD on. It's going to say can't connect building privileges. But this is where you would spam your roof when they're raiding your external TC to connect it all in one TC. And we're going to hop in here to the first HQM bunker. So that's 2 sheet metal, 1 HQM to right here. And then we have 3 garage doors and another HQM bunker right here. So we're at 39 plus 16 technically. And then we have a third HQM bunker in here. So 39 plus 16 plus 15. And that's something like 69 something, I don't know. And the upkeep from the main TC is really not that bad. It's only 3.2k metal, 84 HQM, and 150 stone. Absolutely laughable. And on the backside, we're going to have 1, 2, 3 HQM walls, then 1, 2, 3 sheet metal. So that's 45 plus 24 for 69. Should be. And this is a high foundation here because we had to do that. That's why we have this other high foundation here, so it's 2 layers of foundations. Otherwise, if you just did that, they could just splash that high foundation and crawl under there, which you don't want to do. And I don't know why that's orange, but we're just going to show you how to do it. It's going to be very nice and very easy. When you have your mini god rock, hopefully the terrain is better, because I just have to rebuild in this one because every single one is taken, and it's going to be very easy. Okay, it's super easy to build. Once you find your mini god rock that has the Johnny Bravo style hairdo on the front there, you're just going to want to make sure you know which side is the front and the back. This is the back where it's all flat straight up, which is going to be the best for our honeycomb. We're going to come all the way in here near the back, and we want to put 1 square foundation nearly about halfway in. We want to make sure we could fit our TC in there, and there's still a little bit of room in front. If you do it so far that the TC's on edge, the bunker thing won't work over there, so don't do it too far. And then this one doesn't really matter how far it is because this is where we're going to put our workbench and deployables that can clip inside the rock, like lockers, e-furnaces, and fridges or anything. We're just going to start with this 1x3 footprint with a triangle in the center, and we're going to upgrade all of the outer foundations and leave the center twig, and we're going to upgrade this like this. Double door right here, and put our TC in here. And we put a floor above it, floor above there, and this wall here, and then another double door frame right here. And this will give you somewhat of an airlock. You could do this wood to hatch it out later, or you could do it twig if you have enough to start it right away. And then once you're at this point, you're just going to want to go out 7 additional squares. So we end up on a triangle, and we're going to go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, cap it with the triangle and demolish the rest. And we're going to come back with 4 hexagons of all triangles, and break that center one if it was wood. And then you need to check that you could wrap this around towards the TC right here. This is important. This is very important. See how I got that in there? That one's very important. And we're just going to upgrade everything here. These ones aren't as important because it's all going into the rock anyway. And then we're going to go ahead and place this wall here. Might have to go on the edge right there. This wall here. And an upper half wall like this. We're demolish these, and this is where our second bunker is going to be. Before this decays, we could put a wood roof right here. Then we can put our bunker wall right here, slant it down, put a triangle above it, so it covers that gap above. Then we can, you could probably use half walls or low walls, depending on how your rock height is. And then we want one floor off of here, and if you can't place that, that means you need this other wall of honeycomb over here. And it will be a pain. You may need to jump up in the front here because of this rock. But we just need these walls over here, and we'll go ahead and put those. And we could leave this open so you could upgrade those to sheet metal later. And then we could put low walls above here. And a full wall right here. Double door frame right here and right here. Now we could put this floor off of this one so there's that gap right there. And then we could put a half wall or low wall up there. With a low wall, and then you can put one right here and right there. And now you can go ahead and put boxes or barrels or something that'll help you jump up over here. Upgrade this, and then since this is on the TC from this roof right here, we don't need to do anything. We can upgrade these for early game sheet metal bunker like that. And then we're going to go ahead and add our other external TC and third bunker. Again, yours may be, my mouse is going crazy, yours may be a little different just because of the terrain, but we're just going to want to upgrade those to sheet before we seal this off. And then we can seal that off, and then this can be HQM for our bunker. HQM. And then we want to remove the door and upgrade that to HQM to cover that gap. HQM. HQM. And then this one, it's optional. You don't really have to make that HQM. It's so tiny, but we'll go HQM. And then HQM, it's included in the upkeep cost, and HQM that right there. And then again, you don't need these to be I mean, you can if you want. But we're just going to put 2 low walls there because that's all we could fit. And it's going to be a lot cheaper on the upkeep and the raid cost, I mean the upgrade cost. And we're just going to continue out here. I like to do these all shipping container because we're going to have very low foundations and they'll all stick to these walls anyway. So even if they break the foundation first, it's not going to matter much. And then this one's just going to lead you into that. So we leave this one shipping container, but we make these HQM right here. And then we continue out here, and before we upgrade these ones, because we may need to raise them, we're just going to hop up here and make this HQM, that shipping container. I mean, you can try to get this. Again, your rock will be a lot different, and I don't think it's necessary. It's going to be wall cost anyway. And we're going to do 2 more HQM right here. That's why we wanted to build on the flat side. And at this point, we can do 2 shipping container. Because not only are they only going into the rock, it's going to be double, it's going to be the same cost when they splash that to break that. So all of those will disappear at the same time. So we don't need all of this HQM up on the rock because it's leading to nowhere pretty much. So we're just leaving it like that. We can come around here, get all these, and at any time in any rock base, if you're having issues putting a, like watch, if I go like this, putting a piece in the wall, in the rock like this, you always come up from the construction angle down on top, and it always turns blue when you're looking above it like this. I mean, it could literally be like this. I guess these are turning blue, but you just hop up, down, and look at it. It's foolproof every single time. And then we're just going to continue. And since we need to raise foundations right here, you probably don't need to if you have better terrain. That's why we're not going to put a full wall on this one yet. So again, just honeycomb how you need to get your 3 shipping container, 3 HQM, or 3 metal, 3 HQM. And as you can see, all you do is come down and look at the top, that construction angle, and we'll just go ahead and seal this up here. Looks like I got the placement just a little bit worse in this. We'll go ahead and seal this up. And then obviously you could do whatever you want on this. We can go ahead and do something like this. See if we can get this floor through there. And we can't actually upgrade that, but we could just use it to place this right here. Do a full wall right there. That way it'll give us some even congruency with being able to upgrade everything there. And then we'll just go ahead and do the 3rd layer up top here. And again, the majority of these lead to nowhere, so they really just want to splash the base, and if they don't, they're kind of screwed. And now we're only at 1, 2, and then 3 HQM, so we want 1 more layer of metal. This is where it gets kind of iffy, but it's not that bad. Again, it's a rock base, and doesn't need to be perfect because they're probably just going to hit a lot of empty rock space. And again, full red, pop up, down here, and construction angle works every time. And now these are only like half covered, so we do need to finish covering these. And I left a piece of twig in there. It's really not that bad. The upkeep is nothing anyway. And then we can, if you want, continue this. And again, it's not necessary because you look, this is, they get rock. I mean, you could leave the stone, but the center right here, you kind of want to make it metal. And now we have 3 metal, 3 HQM from the rear. 1, 2, that's not supposed to be there. 3, and then they're stuck in the rock, or down 3, and then 3 in here. And now we just want to add our external TC right here. This can be all doored up at this point. You have a nice base, and we want to add the external TC, so we want to make sure this is our flat end, this is our low end. Let's go ahead and just do the actual same build out here again, 7 squares after we do a couple triangles from that bunker. That's 7. That's 7. And if the terrain wasn't so absolutely horrid, it wouldn't be that bad. So we're just going to go ahead and make sure we have this right here. And since we're going to add floor right here so it's easier to traverse, we're just going to go like that. And then we're going to put a half wall floor right here. That way we could break this, raise this, and then put a floor over here. And then we can continue honeycombing like this. We could upgrade this one, and then we want this wall right here on the main, and that on the main. And this one's going to be our bunker wall. Just make sure you either make a corner like that by rotating these. Again, these just leave into the rock. That way you can't see through those edges right there. And this front one can be HQM, and then these can be shipping container. And you can either add another layer like this, And we're just going to go HQM, and then we're going to wrap all the way around right here. Break all this, and you could temporarily connect it like this. The wood wall, and then we're just going to wrap this all the way around. Break all that. So now we connected it so it's not decaying. And we're just going to continue to add this right here. We may want to raise this if we can. We can't. The terrain is horrible on this. And you can't put a floor next to twig for some reason. So we're just going to go ahead and do that. And this is where we have our wall, our window, and our front door. And we could break that. Make sure we try and wrap this around to get it up in here like so. And then this one's horrible. We may need to look at radius 0. Okay, we looked at radius 0, and now we could actually access these to cover that side right there. And I put a single door instead of a full wall. And now we can look at radius. I do 0.25s. Now we could look at radius back to normal. I do 0.25. I think default is 0.2. Don't upgrade that one to HQM. And then we just pretty much continue right here. This is where, when this steps down really low, you can go ahead and put a oil refinery in here. And then you could wrap this around right here. And this is where you could have a loot room right here. And it looks like I had the oil refinery right there. It doesn't matter. We can go ahead and do that anyway. We'll go ahead and put an oil refinery right there. And then we can go ahead and cover that up. Put a loot room above it. Put a single door or a window. And then we can go ahead and either continuously honeycomb this into the rock. And again, the majority of that stuff can just be stone. Be double stone if you want. And we're going to step this down for our airlock. And then we're going to do 3 half walls for some depot loot room right here. This could also be metal if you want, doesn't matter. And then we're going to do single door, window, and a wood wall in there. And a wood wall in there. Looks like we need to do that first apparently, or look at radius 0. And add all these. And we're going to do that same thing right here. And we could upgrade all of these from the outside. And we can continuously add more. Looks like I did that floor wrong. I apologize, everybody. I apologize. This floor needs to be placed from the inside right here, or a frame. And it really doesn't want to do it for me. Right there. And then we can go ahead and put this right here. I broke the bunker rule for one of these, and then you just put a sheet metal over there, sheet metal triangle roof, and then you can cover that up. And then you can continuously honeycomb all of this stuff right here. It's a lot easier when you have time to build it. And you're doing everything from twig, and you don't have instant deletes and everything. And then this one could probably just be a low wall. And we're just going to go ahead and honeycomb this again. Seal this up here. Rotate that, not demolish it. And then since we technically need to honeycomb this top part right here, We could either do that or a triangle roof. And then we just want to go ahead and honeycomb the whole thing right here. This is just loose honeycomb, just to add ourselves another wall. And then we additionally want one more. So this is going to be a bit of a pain, but it's not that bad. This is our center above our bunker. And then this one we want a full wall too. This is all just random stuff just to add a whole hollow layer above wherever your actual core entrance is. And now when you are ready to add the second TC, all you do is break this roof that was supposed to be here, that connects it all on one TC and gives us too much upkeep, 119 HQM and everything. And then when we break this one, we have a nice easy 81 HQM upkeep, very small, and we can break that. Then we can go out and build one of these goofy long. And it looks like for some reason on this one I can go ahead and put it in the center. But it's supposed to be in the center anyway, so we could honeycomb it right here. Then we can go ahead and add single ones right here, 2 of the double Patricos, anti-lever peaks, and you can go ahead and add, looks like we're one longer, so we'll just go ahead and add barrels here. Or you could add vending machines, doesn't really matter too much. And then you can add your beds, garage doors, whatever you want to do. Beds next to the barrels. And then you could do the double ramp, or however PvP sweats do it. And then you can go ahead and add these. Full wall right here, metal those. And then we want floor at half height, half walls above, and low walls under. Floor at half height, half wall above, low wall under. And you could look at radius 0 this, I'm pretty sure. Hopefully. And that's pretty much it. We forgot one layer right here. This is double stone, so it doesn't matter. It's just one nice, whatever these are, the tentacle external XCZs with the anti-lever peaks, and then the crazy triple bunker 69 rocket god rock core right here with the 3 different styles of bunkers. And you can make these shipping container, it doesn't really matter. The upkeep is so negligible. As you can see, it's only 81, 400 stone, 3200 metal. Looks like we added a bit more just because we were too low or too far out. But again, it's going to be very nice and very easy when you do it on your own rock, and it's going to be incredibly tough, very nice, and very easy. This wall is not supposed to be soft side.